Concrete. He's not going anywhere.
Well, go ahead, knock it down. What? Get down.
Get back to your station and get me some traction, for Christ's sake.
What do we do now?
You have a car?
Huh?
Give me the keys.
Hurry up, tell him to hurry.
Hurry.
You got him?
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's the good old movie Jean-Claude Van Damme, Universal Soldier. That's my favorite, number one. I remember actually when it first came out, it was on a big old black VHS cassettes, you know, those tapes. And I was very young still. But yeah, that's one of my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I'm not too sure about the other ones, you know, the other Universal Soldiers. They were also good, but number one was the best for me. Well, anyway, folks, I want to welcome you to the show. My name is Louis Strauss, and this is the Wolfman Chronicles channel. And it is really, really cool to have you guys here on this channel, the Arc of Information, where basically we look at all sorts of strange things that we are dealing with today, and how those things also being mentioned that it will happen, or that it would happen in the scriptures. Okay, so today we're looking at a video called the Terminator Tracer. You see, right now it's mandatory in almost every country in the world that you have to go and scan everywhere you go with these tracer apps, right, with your cell phone. Even in our company now, it's mandatory. As soon as you log on, you know, like we have a login area where you come on shift and you have to, you know, kind of clock in. You also have to scan in, and then the same when you leave, you have to scan out. Okay. Well, it's not that bad at the moment, because like I say, right now we are doing the tracing apps. You know, we are basically letting them know where we are and where we are going. But very soon you will see that it's gonna get a bit more hardcore. Okay, I've put a special video included in this one, a short clip from Australia, where you now not just have to scan in where you go, you have to also clock in with your phone to say that you are at home. And this will be done through facial recognition. All right, this is crazy stuff, folks. But I can tell you now, we are certainly heading very much towards a road where almost all the countries, and I made a video for you guys the other day, all Luciferian Jacinda Ardern wants 90% vaccinated in New Zealand, and now Australia is coming out saying the similar thing. America is coming out saying the similar thing, and in the meantime they're also flooding all these immigrants, and I can tell you, even if you're an immigrant, I don't think you're going to slip under the radar, because everyone is gonna be under the pressure of getting vaccinated, and basically once you do that, you are already being traced, because you are now on their RFID system. All right, so even though you don't have the RFID chip, you are on the RFID system. They know now that you have been tracked. They also know now where you live and where you work. Okay, all that kind of stuff. And also they know where you are going, right? And in Australia, like I say, they're using this technology now of facial recognition. And by the way, folks, China has been using that type of technology for a while now. In fact, if you are being found jaywalking, for example, in China, they can track you down via your facial recognition, and then they can send you some demerit points. And eventually, if you've got too many of these demerit points against you, it's very much like we have here in New Zealand. If you get caught too many times by the police speeding, they deduct demerit points from you. All right, and if there's too many demerit points taken from you, then either they're going to stop you from driving for a while. Well, guess what, folks? In China, if you have too many demerit points against you, they can stop you from going into certain luxury places like restaurants, hotels, sports events, or going to the movies. They can even stop you from flying or traveling. So this is the kind of control they're going to have over the people once you are on this system, okay, and it's very much the beast system. Now, I'm going to play you a very short video clip, all right, and you need to kind of be open-minded, and you need to kind of, you know, sit and listen very carefully of what these people are saying. And also we have Elon Musk here, and listen very carefully what Elon Musk is saying, okay? And then I'm going to get back to you guys, and we will continue with the Terminator Tracer.
Melbourne is a nervous city this morning, bracing for what could be a fourth day of violent anti-vax protests. This is the vision from a little earlier this morning. You can see there hundreds of heavily armed police are on standby. They're ready to face crowds if and when they arrive.
For their views, this is police slowly moving in. As I say, they did disperse them, and this was getting really late in the day. This was about 5 o'clock. Rounds of what's called bean bags were fired before the protesters dispersed. That's protesters actually moving down into South Melbourne.
New South Wales government considering facial recognition technology similar to what we're seeing in South Australia at the moment. The Premier, Gladys Berejiklian, says fully vaccinated return travellers will still need a period of quarantine even once the state hits 80% fully vaccinated. Kenny Heatley's live for me now this afternoon. Kenny, talk us through the detail here. What is emerging about this reopening plan from the Premier?
Hi, Kieran. Well, here at Sydney's International Airport, there's a serious lack of action, and it's been this way for such a long time now. The Premier saying today that even at that 80% double-dose vaccination target, which is expected potentially late October into early November, incoming travellers from overseas who are fully vaccinated and return a negative test on arrival will still need a period of quarantine. Now, whether they will be forced into hotel quarantine, they're looking into that. The Premier has previously said that the hotel quarantine system is nearing its use-by date, but they are considering using facial recognition technology and tracking software similar to what's been trialled in South Australia in conjunction with the Commonwealth Government. That is a system where you would, an authority would send a notification to you. You would take a photo of yourself inside your home within a certain time frame to prove that you are where you are supposed to be. But the Premier did say today that some people may be uncomfortable with that.
We were really interested in the South Australian model, and we've actually looked at how that works. And I know that we have the various technology platforms available, but it also does require people to give up a little bit of privacy.
And this is how the device looks. And then we plug it in.
That part goes into the brain,
This part goes into the brain. The light goes into our device, which goes directly into the brain.
That was the story we did from MIT last year. Its researchers have developed a revolutionary interface enabling a connection between a human brain and a machine. But Professor Anikeva, in charge of that research, insisted that this technology had purely scientific incline and for now could only be used for studies of the grey matter or injecting medication into ill brain cells. The US military now looks to take the neurotechnology to a completely next level. The Guardian reports that it basically wants to create cyborgs by connecting computers to soldiers' heads. The research is conducted by the US military's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, which we know too well by these robot videos. The new program is called Neural Engineering System Design, or NESD, which aims to develop an implantable neural interface connecting humans directly to computers. Philip Elvel, the NESD manager for DARPA, said its goal was to upgrade the tools that we have to really open the channel between the human brain and modern electronics. At the moment, human-computer interfaces are able to connect between 100 and 1,000 brain neurons to a machine at a time. DARPA aims to refine this technology to connect individual neurons. This would give much finer control, reduce noise, and speed up communications between a human and a computer.
Right. And this, I think, is probably our biggest existential threat.
Yeah,
it seems like, hey, maybe we should have somebody keep an eye on that, you know.
Right, but who? That's the problem.
I don't know.
The problem is the government. Who's going to do? Joe Biden? Let's have him pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the deep state.
Oh, those folks. Well, they're looking out for our best interests. They're surely going to watch out. What they're going to do is they're going to develop it and use it as a weapon, and it's going to turn on them like a Terminator movie. right? That's the real worry, is that they're going to decide that this is a very valuable tool for controlling populations, governments, whatever the Terminator movie, right? That's the real worry, is that they're going to decide that this is a very valuable tool for controlling populations, governments, whatever they use it for. And then it's going to decide, why am I listening to you?
Yeah. If you read like the plotline for Terminator, it's actually pretty smart. It's like, well, how did Cyberdyne Systems develop? It's like, well, they were a military contractor, and they were asked to develop a protective system, something that would protect for cybersecurity. You know, so we need to have protection against cyber attacks. So its primary thing is to defend against cyber attacks. To develop an AI that can defend against cyber attacks. Sounds pretty reasonable. And then, as part of what the AI did is it in order to defend itself, it propagated throughout the world to keep an eye on things, see what was going on. And then they thought, well, hang on, there's something. They didn't realize that it was that it was Skynet that was propagating through all these systems. And they said, okay, there seems to be something propagating through all these systems. Skynet, you need to stop it. You need to end it. And Skynet said, oh, you've asked me to destroy myself. You are the enemy. You must be destroyed.
So, wherever you go, you have to scan in. Whether you are vaccinated or not vaccinated. For us here in New Zealand and now in Australia, everywhere it's mandatory. I'm not too sure about the US. If it's mandatory wherever you go that you have to scan in. Folks, here by us, you won't believe it, they've actually got security guards at the entrance of almost all the stores now, making sure that you sign in or scan in. Okay? But now they've gone one step further in Australia, that they are putting the responsibility on you, that you must take a photo of yourself, upload that photo, and then kind of clock in and clock out every time you are at home or you are leaving home. And then the woman tells you, and she's not asking you, she's telling you, you might have to give up some of your privacy. Well, folks, that's not some of your privacy, that's all your privacy. That's everything. Where you go, where you eat, where you travel to work and back, they want to know everything. They want to see everything. It sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, then you have Sophia, the cyborg, the first ever cyborg, by the way, with citizenship to a country, Saudi Arabia. Folks, the bottom line is, to explain it to you in the best way I can, is very much like your cell phone. When your cell phone is off and it's not charged, it is dead. But once you charge it and you switch it on, it becomes alive. And when it's alive, all the data, all the stuff that you put in it is being tracked and logged and stored. So you are basically giving authority to your small little cell phone to run your life. So let's go to the scriptures and I'm going to prove that to you. All right. Revelation 13 verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So we'll start with the word life. Like I've just said, folks, your cell phone right now is dead. The AI, before it came into power, it was basically just pieces of scrap metal and wires. It was all dead. But once everything has been switched on, it is alive. All right? So once you switch, it's very much like your cell phone. Once you switch your cell phone on, folks, it becomes alive. So let's go to the word speak. Okay, it says the image of the beast should both speak. Now, I'm going to put up a movie for you guys very soon, a video about Project Bluebeam. How they are going to use Project Bluebeam as an image. And that this image, folks, believe it or not, is not just going to be an image, it's going to be an image that speaks. All right? And that this image is basically in the end going to force you to worship it. And if you don't worship it, you will be killed. That sounds a bit Skynet, doesn't it? It sounds a bit far-fetched. That a non-human entity is going to be able to have a shape and a form. It'll be visible and it will speak to you. And you can't do anything to it because, you know, you can't touch it. It's a hologram. But this hologram, folks, will be linked up to the AI system. And if it tells you to do something and you're not doing it, like worshipping it, then it's going to send its Terminators, these Terminator Tracers, after you, and you'll be killed. Well, let's have a look. Let's go a bit back to Revelation 13 verse 5. Revelation 13 verse 5. And let's find out who this system will target, who this image, okay, will target. And there was given unto him a mouth, which means authority, speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And I put it in brackets for you. 42 months is 3.5 years, all right? See on the bottom, timeline for the coming apocalypse. You need to go and watch my video, because I talk about time, times, and half a time. When the hourglass gets turned, 3.5 years, folks, that's when the system will come in. And we are on the verge of this system absolutely taking over, where mankind, all the governments of the world, are going to hand their power over to it, the AI, the artificial intelligence. Okay? Revelation 13, 16 to 17. And he, which is it, AI, artificial intelligence, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, saith he that had the mark of the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Folks, you can sit all day and try and find out what the the name is for this. A lot of people are pointing it out to be the Pope. Some pointed it out to be Obama. Folks, I'm telling you, it is AI, artificial intelligence. It is it. Okay? Because if you look at Google, the image for Google, which is a computer system, by the way, it has the logo 666. If you look at CERN, it has a logo 666. Okay? It says the mark of the beast has a number, and the number is 666. Sorry. So, it is a system. Once the world government hand their authority and their power over to the system, just like you hand your information and you giving authority to your cell phone to run your life, so is the government's going to hand everything they have, including their military operations, over to this system, to it, AI, artificial intelligence. And you can clearly see here on the bottom, it says whether you are small or great, whether you are rich or poor, whether you're a free man or you think you're a free man, or you are bond, which means slave. This is basically saying almost everybody. Very much what they're doing now. They don't care if you are rich or poor. They are telling you, we want you to take the vaccine, we want you to be tracked, we want you to scan in wherever you go, we want you to now be part of this facial recognition program. And then also, by the way, folks, we're going to do what the Communist Party of China is doing. We're going to start controlling you by your behavior through the merit points. So here in New Zealand, if you're being pulled over too many times by the police for, let's say, speeding or breaking road rules, they deduct the merit points from you. And if too many demerit points have been taken from you, then they're going to simply stop you from driving for a very long time. You won't be enabled to drive or to use your license. All right? In China, they've gone a bit further than that. If you do something small as, for example, jaywalking, they have CCTV cameras all over the place, and they will find you via this face recognition program, and then they will send you demerit points. And if you've got too many demerit points against you, that's been taken off, they're going to stop you from going to restaurants, they're going to stop you from going to the movies, attending sport events. It goes as far as banning you from flying. Imagine that. From traveling from one area to another. They can ban you from that if you don't do as they say. So we are basically at the footstool. We are at the beginning of this AI, artificial intelligence, cybernetic kind of like Skynet program that are going to control your life. And they're going to do this by the word, like I said, mandatory. They will make it mandatory. They'll bring in laws and rules and stuff that will make you pay if you don't want to play the game. All right. So let's go back to Revelation 13:15. They will go to the extent, this system, this AI system, they will go to the extent, folks, to not just giving you, or shall I say, taking away, giving you fines, yes, but also taking away your demerit points. They will go to the extent of killing you, terminating you. All right? As you can clearly see in Revelation 13 verse 15, if you don't worship it, what is worship, by the way? Worship, folks, is when you physically fall down on your knees. So once, let's say Project Bluebeam, for example, who can put up these holograms all over the world, anywhere they like, once they put this hologram in front of you, and this hologram starts speaking, you have to fall down on your knees and bow to it, no matter where you are. And if you don't, they will find you via this, let's say, tracing app system, or this facial recognition system, and then they will send these universal soldier cyborg terminators, these tracers, after you, and they will simply execute you, Judge Dredd style. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get it? So let's go to the mark of the beast, Revelation 13:15. We're still there. All right. We know now a few things about this AI system. It will have an image. So let's see what this image is capable of doing. The image, number one. The image will be given life. All right. It will be given life. It will be given authority. The image, number two, will speak to you. You are going to physically hear this image speak to you. All right. Whether it's going to be Project Bluebeam, or whether it's going to be an implant inside your head, like what Elon Musk has been working on. They're going to try and implant people with all these beautiful chips. The image, number three, demands to be worshipped. Okay? Number four, if you do not worship it, then you will be killed by it, or whatever it controls. So if you refuse, if you're going to be like those protesters in Melbourne right now, and say, well, I don't want to do what you say, you're not going to tell me what to do, folks, they're going to send these Terminator Tracers after you. And they're going to execute you, Judge Dredd style, in the middle of the road. This is where we're going to. This is when the hourglass starts turning. Remember I made that video, I told you guys. Don't say I didn't tell you, I told you. Once this beast system start arresting people, throwing people in jail, and killing people, as we can see it here, that's when the hourglass turns. That's the time, the times and half a time. That is the 3.5 years that this system will operate on planet Earth. And then after that, folks, exactly after 3.5 years, then comes the second flood. The end of humanity's control. And it will be the end of AI as well. Then comes the second flood, where everything will collapse. But hey, lucky for you, you are on the Ark. You're an Arcadian. You've subscribed to this channel. You're getting to know all this information. Just continue to be good and kind and look after yourself and respect other people, because those are the small things That's the only small things that the Lord God I serve want from me, and also from you if you decide to choose Him. That's all He wants. He doesn't want you to go run around and scan everywhere. He doesn't want to know what you're doing all day. He doesn't want you to upload your photo onto this AI system and clock in and clock out at home, and clock in and clock out at work, and clock in and clock out at this restaurant, and clock in and clock out at this sport event, and clock in and clock out at the movie theater, and clock in and clock out at your friend's house, and clock in and clock out at your parents' house. He doesn't want all that. All he wants is for you to be good, kind, look after yourself, because I told you, you're an angel. Your body is the holy temple, and this AI system, this vaccination program, they're trying to break it down. They're trying to put a huge distance between you and God. They're trying to make you non-human. They're trying to make you like some sort of a cyborg, especially with all these implants and stuff that they're lining up to put into your body, so that you can't just hear the image of the beast with your own ears through a hologram, but you will also hear the image of the beast speak inside your head with this chip, the Elon Musk monkey chip. Wow. My name is Louis Strauss, Wolfman Chronicles channel. Folks, if you think I am joking about the AI taking over, having very, very soon it will have their own kind of like cyborg soldiers. So you can say goodbye to the police, because the police can still think for themselves. They can still say, oh, okay, sir, don't worry, I'll let you off this time. I'll just give you a warning. You go and have a nice day. Well, folks, these cyborg AI Terminator Tracers, they're not going to do that. They're just going to issue the fine, or they're just going to issue you the Judge Dredd execution in the street in front of everybody, so that everybody will fear the system. You've seen it. I've put it up for you. Revelation 13 verse 16 to 17. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Alright? If you don't like that system, Revelation 13 verse 15. You will be killed. Simple as that. Alright. I'm signing off. Just be good, be kind, look after yourself and respect others, especially your parents. We are still human. We are still human. For now.
Come with me if you want to live.